lava streams. No. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. Okay, just need to see it pop up on my phone and I know we're good to go. Okay. And then I'm waiting for the YouTube. Waiting for the YouTube. Let me check the YouTube real quick. Okay, that's good. All right, everything's looking good in order. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. Okay, let's go into the recap. Yesterday we touched on Numbers chapter 19 to 21. Here goes the recap: the water of purification. God established a permanent law for purification for ceremonial uncleanness, especially contact with the dead. A red heifer, perfect and never yoked, was taken outside the camp, slaughtered, and completely burned. Cedar wood, hyssop, and scarlet yarn were thrown into the fire. The ashes were gathered and kept for the water of purification. Anyone who touched the dead body was unclean for 7 days. They had to be purified on the third and seventh days. Refusing purification meant remaining defiled and being cut off from the community. If someone died in a tent, everyone inside became unclean. Uncovered containers were defiled. Touching a corpse, bone, or grave in the open field also caused uncleanness. Purification required mixing ashes with fresh water and sprinkling it on the defiled person. On the seventh day, they washed and bathed, and by evening, they were clean. All right, so Numbers chapter 20. So the rock, Edom, and Aaron's death. So this is the downfall of Moses. Moses strikes the rock. At Kadesh, Miriam died. Soon after, the people complained again because there was no water. God told Moses to speak to the rock. Instead, Moses struck it twice. Water came out, but God declared that Moses and Aaron would not enter the promised land because they did not uphold holiness before the people. The place was called Meribah, which means arguing, or place of arguing. So now Edom refuses passage. Israel asked Edom for peaceful passage through their land. They promised not to touch their fields or wells. Edom refused and came out with an army. Israel turned away. The death of Aaron. At Mount Hor, God told Moses that Aaron would die because of what happened at Meribah. Moses transferred Aaron's priestly garments to Eleazar. Aaron died on the mountain. Israel mourned him for 30 days. All right, so let's cover Numbers chapter 21. So the complaints, healing, and victory. Well, now they got victory over the Canaanites. The king of Arad attacked Israel. Israel vowed that if God gave victory, they would completely destroy the towns. The Lord granted the victory. The place was called Hormah. The bronze snake. On the journey, the people grew impatient and spoke against God and Moses. God then sent a poisonous snakes among them. Many of them died. The people repented. So then God instructed Moses to make a bronze snake and place on the pole, and anyone who looked at it after being bitten lived. Now, journey to Moab. Israel traveled through Obed, Abarim, the valley of Zered, and the Arnon River. At Beer, God gave them water, and they sang a song of praise. Victory over Sihon and Og. Israel requested peaceful passage from King Sihon. He attacked. Israel defeated and captured his land. Later, King Og of Bashan attacked. God told Moses not to fear. Then Israel defeated Og and took his land. And that wraps up Numbers chapter 19 to 21. Let's go. So let's quickly get into it, the readings, and then we're going to trivia. And then um numbers 22 to 26. Day 43. Wow, we're really getting there. Um 22. All right, Balak sends for Balaam. Numbers chapter 22, verse 1. Shaky, thanks for liking the live stream. Then the people of Israel traveled to the plains of Moab and camped east of the Jordan River, across from Jericho. Verse 2. Balak, son of Zippor, the Moabite king, has seen everything the Israelites did to the Amorites. Verse 3. And when the people of Moab saw how many Israelites there were, they were terrified. Verse 4. The king of Moab said to the elders of Midian, this mob will devour everything in sight, like an ox devours grass in the field. So Balak, king of Moab, verse 5, sent messengers to call Balaam, son of Beor, who was living in his native land of Pethor, near the Euphrates River. His messengers had said, look, a vast horde of people has arrived from Egypt. They cover the face of the earth and are threatening me. Verse 6, please come and curse these people for me, because they are too powerful for me. Then perhaps I will be able to conquer them and drive them from the land. I know that blessings fall on any people you bless, and curses fall on any people you curse. Verse 7, Balak's messengers, who were elders of Moab and Midian, set out with money to pay Balaam to place a curse upon Israel. They went to Balaam and delivered Balak's message to him. Verse 8, stay here overnight, Balaam said. In the morning I will tell you whatever the Lord directs me to say. So the officials from Moab stayed there with Balaam. Verse 9, that night God came to Balaam and asked him, who are these men visiting you? Verse 10, God bless you too, Dejan. Balaam said to God, Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent me this message. Verse 11, look, a vast horde of people has arrived from Egypt, and they cover the face of the earth. Come and curse these people for me. Then perhaps I will be able to stand up against them. I'll be able to stand up to them and drive them from the land. Verse 12, but God told Balaam, do not go with them. You are not to curse these people, for they have been blessed. Wow. Kind of knew that was going to happen. What's up, D-Guard? Verse 13, then the next morning, Balaam got up and told Balak's officials, go on home. The Lord will not let me go with you. Verse 14, so the Moabite officials returned to King Balak and reported, Balaam refused to come with us. Verse 15, then Balak tried again. This time he sent a larger number of even more distinguished officials than those he had sent the first time. Verse 16, they went to Balaam and delivered this message to him. This is what Balak, son of Zippor, says. Please don't let anything stop you from coming to help me. Verse 17, I will pay you very well and do whatever you tell me. Just come and curse these people for me. Verse 18, but Balaam responded to Balak's messengers, even if Balak were to give me his palace filled with silver and gold, I'll be powerless to do anything against the will of the Lord my God. The voted for God. Verse 19, but stay here one more night, and I will see if the Lord has anything else to say to me. When God says something, he just says it once. He doesn't need to keep repeating. Verse 20, that night came to Balaam and told him, says, these men come for you. Get up and go with them, but do only what I tell you to do. Balaam and his donkey. Verse 21, so the next morning, Balaam got up, saddled his donkey, and started off with the Moabite officials. Verse 22, but God was angry that Balaam was going, so he sent the angel of the Lord to stand in the road to block his way. As Balaam and two servants were riding along, verse 23, Balaam's donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand. The donkey bolted off the road into the field, but Balaam beat it and turned it back on the road. Verse 24, then the angel of the Lord stood at a place where the road narrowed between two vineyard walls. Verse 25. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it tried to squeeze by and crush Balaam's foot against the wall. So Balaam beat the donkey again. Verse 26. Then the angel of the Lord moved further down the road and stood in a place too narrow for the donkey to get by at all. Verse 27. This time, when the donkey saw the angel, it lay down under Balaam. In a fit of rage, Balaam beat the animal again with the staff. Verse 28. Then the Lord gave the donkey the ability to speak. Tracy, you're so funny. What have I done to you that this is Donkey from Shrek? Maybe this is where they got the idea from. Maybe this, I remember this story in Sunday school. I remember this. This is where they got the movie Shrek from. Listen. Verse 28. No, let's read it again. Verse 27. This time when the donkey saw the angel, it lay under Balaam. In a fit of rage, Balaam beat the animal again with his staff. Verse 28. Then the Lord gave the donkey the ability to speak. God can do anything, man. I wish I could see that. Man, I wish God made my dog talk. That would have been nice. What have I done? So this is the donkey speaking, by the way. It's like, what have I done to you that deserves you? Imagine what accent it had. Oh my goodness. What have I done to you that deserves your beating me 3 times? It asked Balaam. Verse 29. You made me look like a fool. Balaam shouted. If I had a sword with me, I would kill. So Balaam is still angry. He's not even shocked. First of all, I wouldn't even be mad at the donkey. I'd say, yo, if the donkey's talking to me, either I'm hallucinating or I don't know what's going on. So I would just go to God at that point. Balaam shouted, if I had a sword with me, I would kill you. Verse 30. But I am the same donkey you have ridden all your life. The donkey answered, have I ever done anything like this before? No, Balaam admitted. Verse 31. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes and he saw the angel because, yo, this is deep. I really do believe animals can see spirits. I believe that it's like with dogs, right? When they're barking at an object, a very strange object, like, you know what I mean? Because listen, the naked eye can't see the spirits until God can have it. It happens. God has the ability to give some people the eye to see in the spiritual realm, right? So that's why I said, because when I'm reading this, I'm just like, okay, but he's right. I'm like, okay, like, you know, Balaam is just like, you know, just like he's just riding the donkey. So he's like, why is the donkey acting like this? What's going on with donkey? Because he can't see the angel of the Lord. He can't see the angel with the sword drawn out. I guarantee if he saw the angel with the sword drawn out, he will not even touch the donkey. He will be like, oh, what's going on? So then, verse 31, then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the roadway with a drawn sword in his hand. Balaam bowed his head and fell face down on the ground before him. Verse 32, why did you beat your donkey those 3 times? The angel of the Lord demanded, look, I have come to block your way because you are stubbornly resisting me. Verse 33, 3 times the donkey saw me and sheered away. Otherwise, I would certainly have killed you by now and spared the donkey. Verse 34, then Balaam confessed to the angel of the Lord, I have sinned. I didn't realize you were standing on the road to block my way. I will return home if you are against my going. Verse 35, but the angel of the Lord told Balaam, go with these men, but say only what I tell you to say. So Balaam went on with Balak's officials. Verse 36, when King Balak heard that Balaam was on his way, he went out to meet him at the Moabite town on the Arnon River at the farthest border of his land. Let me tell you something. So when you guys see the angel of the Lord, right, and the text, so this is coming to, you know, biblical scripture. When you're reading the Bible, this is things that you gotta look out for. Don't confuse the angel of the Lord for the Lord. I know it was one thing I do like in the text. It will say angel of the Lord, but remember, whilst you're reading, you're gonna sometimes see Lord. So if it says like the Lord, you're like if it references God Himself, then it's God. but most of the time the angels are speaking for God. So now it's the same thing when I'm talking about made in his image. The same way how I can say that the Holy Spirit told me to tell you this, so I'm speaking for God. The same way we're made in his image, the same thing for them, the angels, right? So they're messengers. They speak for God. So what they say is what God is saying. You know what I mean? So it's not like they like come from, it's not like a messenger how we see it. Like, because we see it like, oh, they just taking a message and say God said this and this and this. Because they're saying, oh, I could have killed you. Right? I could have killed you. So now you're reading it like, oh, okay, it's a, some people may read it like, oh, is an angel just like, stepping outside of his authority or no, 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 no. When an angel is speaking, he's speaking for God. Everything he says. So if he's like, I could have killed you, and if he show rebellion, if he kills you, he's killing you and in the authority from God. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Is that's what I'm saying. So keep that in mind, because when angel was traveling with them, with the Israelites, when they're leaving Egypt, and this was a time when God said that if I go with you, I surely will destroy you, but I will send forth my angel. But if you rebel, my angels, he even said my angels don't like rebellion, so they will handle them, So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. See, it's like they are messengers, but they're talking for God. Charles, how you doing? Verse 35, but the angel of the Lord told Balaam, go with these men, but say only what I tell you to say. So Balaam went out with Balak's officials. Verse 36, when King Balak heard that Balaam was on the way, he went out to meet him at the Moabite town on the Arnon River at the furthest border of his land. Verse 37, didn't I send you an urgent invitation? Why didn't you come right away? Balak asked Balaam, didn't you believe me when I said I would reward you richly? Verse 38, Balaam replied, look, now I have come, but I have no power to say whatever I want. I will speak only the message that God puts in my mouth. Verse 39, then Balaam accompanied Balak to Kiriath Hozath. Verse 40, where the king sacrificed cattle and sheep. He sent portions of the meat to Balaam and the officials who were with him. Verse 41, the next morning Balak took Balaam up to Bamath Baal. From there he could see some of the people of Israel spread out below him. And that wraps up Numbers chapter 22. That would have been perfect response, Tracy, when the guy asked me a funny story. I remember that story a long time ago. I remember that story. Donkey's like, what did I do? Oh, that was so funny. It's like, why did you beat me 3 times? I've ridden you all my life. Like, wouldn't you find that strange? Of course he has to respond, but he still responded with frustration. It didn't even say confusion, or he responded like, he's like, yeah, like it's a normal thing a donkey's talking to. Man, if I was on a horse and a horse was pissing me off, and like I'm like, stop, like I'm trying to get the horse to go, and the horse is like, hey man, don't you see I'm not interested? I wouldn't even scream. I'll just get off the horse. I'll look back and I'm gone. No, I'm not gonna have a conversation with a horse. Are you serious? Like, I'm not having no conversation with a horse, bro. We're not doing that, bro. We are not doing that. We are not doing that at all. 23 verse 1. Like, listen, I need to be at a further distance. I'm talking to. I need to talk to the. If it can speak, I say, yo, go grab your phone. We can talk on the phone, but I'm not standing here. Like, we're not doing that, bro. All right, let's go. That was a good story. Good. That was a good one. Shout out to Tracy. All right. Balaam blesses Israel. Verse 23. Balaam blesses Israel. It could decapitate you with one kick. Yeah, like if it hits your head, most likely can. Or like you could get hit, you're just gonna have a crush. Like you're, it's nothing pleasant. All right, Balaam blesses Israel. Numbers chapter 23, verse 1. Great dog, thanks for liking the live. Then Balaam said to King Balak, build me 7 altars here, and prepare 7 young bulls and 7 rams for me to sacrifice. Verse 2. Balak followed his instructions, and the two of them sacrificed a young bull and a ram on each altar. Then Balaam said to Balak, verse 3, stand here by your burnt offerings, and I will go to see if the Lord will respond to me. Then I will tell you whatever he reveals to me. So Balaam went alone to the top of the hill, top of a bare hill, verse 4, and God met him there. Balaam said to him, I have prepared 7 altars, and sacrificed a young bull and a ram on each altar. Verse 5, then the Lord gave Balaam a message for King Balak. Then he said, go back to Balak and give him my message. Verse 6, so Balaam returned and found the king standing beside his burnt offerings with all the officials of Moab. Verse 7, this was the message Balaam delivered. Balak summoned me to come from Aram. The king of Moab brought me from the eastern hills. Come, he said, curse Jacob for me. Come and announce Israel's doom. Verse 8, but how can I curse those whom God has not cursed? How can I condemn whom the Lord has not condemned? Verse 9, I see them from the cliff tops. I watch them from the hills. I see people who live by themselves. I set apart from other nations. Verse 10, who can count Jacob's descendants as numerous as dust? It's true. Who can count even a fourth of Israel's people? Let me die like the righteous. Let my life end like theirs. Verse 11, then King Balak demanded of Balaam, what have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies. Instead, you have blessed them. Verse 12, but Balaam replied, I will speak only the message that the Lord puts in my mouth. Obviously, God's not going to curse Israel. He's trying to bring them to Canaan. But I mean, God, you see, the funny thing is that Israel been spared so many times. Like, well, not all of them. Some of them got consumed by his fire, died in plagues because of their rebellion against God. Balaam's second message, verse 13. Then King Balak told him, come with me to another place. There you will see another part of the nation of Israel, but not all of them. Curse at least that many. Verse 14. So Balak took Balaam to the plateau of Zophim. On Pisgah Peak, he built 7 altars there and offered a young bull and a ram on each altar. Verse 15. Then Balaam said to the king, stand here by your burnt offerings. I will go over there to meet the Lord. Verse 16. And the Lord met Balaam and gave him a message. Then he said, go back to Balak and give him my message. Verse 17. So Balaam returned and found the king standing beside his burnt offerings with all the officials of Moab. What did the Lord say? Balak asked eagerly. Verse 18. This was the message Balaam delivered. Rise up, Balak, and listen. Hear me, son of Zippor. God is not a man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he doesn't change his mind. Has he ever spoken and failed to act? Has he ever promised and not carried it through? Listen, I received the command to bless. God has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. Verse 21. No misfortune is in his plan for Jacob. No trouble is in store for Israel. For the Lord their God is with them. He has proclaimed their king. Verse 22. God brought them out of Egypt. For them he is strong as a wild ox. Verse 23. No curse can touch Jacob. No magic has any power against Israel. That's deep. Verse 24. And I claim that for my life, and I claim that for all you guys. No magic, no witchcraft, no nothing has anything against us. In Jesus' name. Verse 24. These people rise up like lioness, like a majestic lion rousing itself. They refuse to rest until they have feasted on prey, drinking the blood of the slaughtered. Verse 25. Then Balak said to Balaam, fine, but if you won't curse them, at least don't bless them. Verse 26. But Balaam replied to Balak, didn't I not tell you? Didn't I tell you that I can only do what the Lord tells me? Balaam's third message. Verse 27. Then King Balak said to Balaam, come, I will take you one more place. Perhaps it will please God to let you curse them from there. Verse 28. Balak took Balaam to the top of Mount Peor, overlooking the wasteland. Verse 29. Balaam again told Balak, build me 7 altars and prepare 7 young bulls and 7 rams for me to sacrifice. Verse 30. So Balak did as Balaam ordered and offered a young bull and a ram on each altar. And that wraps up Numbers chapter 23. Okay. When God says what he says, it's final. Unless you are, okay, I'm going to say this. Psalm 55:22, Isaiah 41:10 is one of my favorite verses. So I'm going to say this, like, you know how God changes mind. Even the last few chapters we read, God changes mind on certain things. But the last few chapters, God wasn't really changing his mind. With Aaron and with Moses, he said no, they're not going to the land of Canaan. When people were bitten by the poisonous snakes, some already got bitten, and God made them build a bronze pole with a serpent on it. There's a lot of things that God changes mind for. It's not like he's changing his mind, it's that he's applying grace. You know what I'm saying? So it's like changing of mind in that context is more like changing plans or, you know, redoing things, but it's like grace. You see, free will is like when we have free will, things gotta be, God has to readjust some stuff, meaning that he's working with our time, right? His time is just omnipresent everywhere at once. He is not in a time zone. He's outside of the time zone. He's outside of space. He's outside the universe. So it's like it works a little different. It's a little different for him versus us. If there wasn't free will, there's no negotiation. We just do everything God tells us to do. But there is free will, and because King Balak just keeps refusing to let Balaam, like, basically, he's refusing that Balaam won't curse the Israelites, but like it's only the Lord said what he said in the beginning, and that's what he means, like word. When it's like every time when you read the text that it says the Lord changes mind, it was always somebody, a man of God, who was interceding for someone, for humans. So like if God, for instance, when it came to blessings, right? When Isaac blessed Jacob instead of Esau, it's like once a blessing is said, it's said. Once you're cursed, There's no reversing those things, right? So God has already blessed Israel. That's why he said there's no magic, not even magic can touch them, as in witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? So nothing like that can touch them. So when you guys read texts like that, and you guys remember, oh, God did change his mind. God changed his mind because of his emotion. So it's like, notice that every time when he changes his mind, it's always like he's like out of anger, out of rage, like I'm gonna set fire upon these people they don't deserve. I'm gonna make you a new nation, Moses, blah 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 blah. The same Moses God was gonna make a new nation, Moses still failed God in a sense of rebelling by striking the rock twice. You know what I'm saying? But that same Moses still interceded for the Israelites, still got them far. You know what I'm saying? Grace is what he's applying. Grace is what he's applying. So it's not like he changed his mind. He's applying grace on our free will. That's how it works. So just keep that in mind. All right, we're gonna get into the last chapter, and then we're going to trivia night. Because the mission is still the same, right? Every time when God, it says in the text that God changed his mind, right? Every time when you read that, it's like the plan is always the same. The plan is always the same. So in the text it says God changed his mind. I said that a few times when we're reading in in Exodus, and when we read um in Numbers, but just keeping that in mind that it's not what we interpret as change our mind. Like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. It's not that. It's just God has the plan. God will say, okay, I'm gonna add these new laws, and I'm gonna add these new, because of how people are behaving. So he's trusting that we won't go there, and then we won't go there, and then he's like, okay, well, it's not like I'm changing my mind. I'm applying grace. So now I got to add these things. So I just want to point that out. Alrighty. Okay. I think Amy pulled up. I'm not really sure. Um, verse 24. I keep saying verse. All right. Numbers chapter 24, verse 1. By now, Balaam realized that the Lord was determined to bless Israel, so he did not resort to divination as before. Instead, he turned and looked out toward the wilderness, verse 2, where he saw the people of Israel camped, tribe by tribe. Then the Spirit of God came upon him, and this is the message he delivered. This is for This is the message of Balaam, son of Beor, the message of the man whose eyes see clearly. Verse 4. The message of one who hears the words of God, who sees a vision from the Almighty, who bows down with eyes wide open. Verse 5. How beautiful are your tents, O Jacob! How lovely are your homes, O Israel! Verse 6. They spread before me like palm groves, like gardens by the riverside. They are like tall trees planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. Verse 7. Water will flow from their buckets. Their offspring will have their offspring have all they need. Their king will be greater than Agag. Their kingdom will be exalted. Verse 8. God brought them out of Egypt. For them he is strong as a wild ox. He devours all the nations that oppose him, breaking their bones in pieces, shooting them with arrows. Verse 9. Like a lion, Israel crouches and lies down, like a lioness who dares to arouse her. Blessed is everyone who blesses you, O Israel, and cursed is everyone who curses you. Verse 10. If I was King Balak, I would just do a peace treaty with them. I'll just do a peace treaty with them, you know? I'll do a peace treaty. If I was Balak, I would I would do a peace treaty. Like, or surrender or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, you know what? You guys can inhabit our land. We'll do like a deal or something. Like, you guys can, like, I don't know, inhabit our land. Maybe take some of our resources. Start your, or have a part of land for you or something. Nope, did not do that. Verse 10. King Balak flew into a rage against Balaam. He angrily clapped his hands and shouted, I called you to curse my enemies. Instead, you have blessed them 3 times. Verse 11. Now get out here. Go back home. I promise to reward you richly, but the Lord has kept you from your reward. Verse 12. Balaam told Balak, don't you remember what I told your messengers? I said. Verse 13. Even if Balak were to give me his place his palace filled with silver and gold, I would be powerless to do anything against the will of the Lord. What is silver and gold? I'm going to bless you, but you didn't. Who cares? To God, that's not. God would just burn that whole house down, bro. Hmm. I've been doing my readings. And I've been watching 2 videos and stuff. Um, about King Nebuchadnezzar II, how he burnt down Solomon's temple. Solomon's temple. And enslaved the Israelites. Killed all the elders. I'm telling you, even God's people. Huh. That was when Jeremiah was warning them and they ignored him. And the king of Judah was also he died in prison because he went against Nebuchadnezzar. Anyways, verse 13. Even if Balak were to give me, and God allowed it, because the temple was built for God. You know, the temple that Solomon built was built for God, and God would dwell in it, and God would ascend from heaven into it. This descend from heaven. God let it happen because of how the Israelites were behaving, and He allowed them to get captured. He allowed them to go into slavery. Verse 13, even if Balak were to give me his palace filled with silver and gold, I will be powerless to do anything against the will of the Lord. I told you that I could say only what the Lord says. Verse 14, now I am returning to my own people, but first let me tell you what the Israelites will do to your people in the future. Jeez. Balaam's final messages. Verse 15, this is the message Balaam delivered. This is the message of Balaam, son of Beor, the message of the man whose eyes see clearly. Verse 16, the messages of one who hears the words of God, who has knowledge from the Most High, who sees a vision from the Almighty, who bows down with his eyes wide open. Verse 17, I see him, but not here and now. I perceive him, but far in the distant future. A star will rise from Jacob, a scepter will emerge from Israel. It will crush the heads of the Moab's people, cracking the skulls of the people of Sheth. Verse 18, Edom will be taken over, and Seir, its enemy, will be conquered, while Israel marches on in triumph. Verse 19, a ruler will rise in Jacob, who will destroy the survivors of Er. Verse 20, then Balaam looked over toward the people of Amalek and delivered this message. Amalek was the greatest of nations, but its destiny is destruction. Verse 21, then he looked over toward the Kenites and delivered this message. Your home is secure, your nest is set in the rocks. Verse 22, but the Kenites will be destroyed when Assyria takes you captive. Verse 23, Balaam concluded his messages by saying, alas, who can survive unless God has willed it? Verse 24, ships will come from the coast of Cyprus. They will oppress Assyria and afflict Eber, but they too will be utterly destroyed. Verse 25, then Balaam left and returned home, and Balak also went on his way. That wraps up Numbers chapter 24. And we are done. Day 43. One more time. Let's go. That wraps up day 43. Let's go, man. Yep. So what I was saying, oh man, honestly, I enjoy doing this with you guys. You know what I mean? I enjoy doing this. What I was saying was this, right? Like with God, it's like He has His saying. He says what He says. His word, He can't go against it. I know, like I explained earlier, how He will say, I will destroy you, I will do this, I will do that. Those, you see, those are like, when you are filled with like rage and anger, right? Those are like emotions. It's like with us, sound thinking, when we say, okay, this and this and this will happen, and we're going to do this. See, when you're making laws and decrees, laws and regulations, that's different, because it's you're writing it, you're giving order what's supposed to happen and stuff. Of course, you can't go against it. Just like how the laws of the earth, the governments, the legislations and stuff, they can't go against it. They have to follow it. You know. When God is saying, "Hey, King Balak, king of the Moabs, you cannot curse Israel. My prophet cannot curse Israel." He said it once. King Moab is trying to, negotiate with God. He doesn't do negotiations. Like, when he says what he says, it's final. AI summary is not Noah's Ark. What are you talking about? So that's why he said in the second message, as if like God is not. He said God is not a human. Like, what are you talking about? Like, see, because he's a earthly, because Balak is an earthly king, so he thinks like, oh, I'm a king. Like, he has authority. People look down to me. People bow down to me. All these things. People do all these things for me. So he feels like he's in a place where he can talk to God. You see, let me tell you something. When God was talking to David, when God was talking to Solomon and stuff like that, those kings in the Bible who God loved, that was because of their heart. And they did things for, notice that they did stuff for God before they could even have like conversations like that with God. God would say, go and fight Goliath, go and do this, 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 go and do this. And they'll do it. Even the way David became a king was not even ordained for him to be a king. It was just God had to make new plans because of King Saul's greed and rejection of God, his rebellion against God because of his jealousy of David. Saul was supposed to be the one that was favored by, like, God wanted him to be king of Israel. God wanted Saul to be king of Israel. That was the plan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even with David, that it was like it just happened to be like that. Like, you know what I mean? Because God is like, okay. Same thing with Moses. And someone else is gonna take over. We're gonna read about it. We're gonna read about it later. But it's the same thing. Like, it was the burning bush was the first test. You know what I mean? Was the first test. God selected him. Moses, you're gonna do this. Moses at first was rejecting because of his speech. He wasn't good at making speeches. He probably had a speech impediment. That's something I heard, but that's a theory. It's not mine. That's not what it says in the Bible. Even though it does says he's clumsy when he speaks. So then, actually, you know what? That does make sense. If you're clumsy at speaking, means he has a speech impediment. So yeah. So it's like God still chose him. Those type of people, like, you can talk to God and stuff like that. You can intercede. It's the same thing as today, right? There's people who have such a relationship with God who can intercede for you. It's the truth. We all have our personal relationship, but it is those people who can intercede for you, for God, especially the, as we say it, men of God. That's including women as well, but it's just that he thought he was in a place where he can negotiate with God, even though he hasn't done anything for God. You know what I mean? God's like, you don't serve me. Let's be honest. If that town, right? If that town served God, do you think do you think God will allow the Israelites to like plunder through them? He wouldn't. Because he will say, okay, go around this town. These are also my people. You can't harm them. Or God can be like, you know what? Go into the town. The town, he can still say the town's yours, but he won't say like get rid of these people and all that stuff that serve God, you know. Um, so we have to keep that in mind, you know. Just wanted to share that. I feel like that's a recap of the recap, a small little recap, but you know, yeah. All right, man. Who is ready for trivia? Let's get into it, man. Sorry for being late, guys. I don't know what happened, but I was running late. If you're ready, put a thumbs up. I'm gonna send this. Be kind. I've tried catching up. I'm gonna try. I mean, it's not like I'm doing. I'm just like we're all learning too. We're all learning, so these trivias are for me too. Just letting y'all know, they're for me as well. I do them even though like okay, okay, never mind. All right. Question number 1. How many fighting men were counted in Israel's census, excluding the Levites? A. 550,000 men. B. 603, 603,550. Or C. 720,000 men. What about you, Charles? Do you have any what is your answer? Deja said B. Okay, so Tracy says B. Amy says C. Deja says B. I'm gonna read the question out because it says Charles joined. How many fighting men were counted in Israel's census, excluding Levites? A. 550,000. B. 603,550 men. And then C. 720,000. Know it. Bro, I'll just keep going. All right. Well, the answer is B. You can find that in Numbers chapter 1, verse 46. All right. Why were the Levites, question number 2, so why were the Levites not counted in the army? A. They were too young. B. They cared for the tabernacle. C. They refused to fight. All right, good job. So yes, B, they care for the tabernacle and set up from north, south, I think south, east. It's a little backwards. North, south, I believe. East, west. Yeah. But we can find the answer in Numbers chapter 1, verse 47 to 53. Alrighty. Question number 3. Which tribe led Israel when they marched? A. Judah. B. Reuben. C. Dan. Can you say the question again, please, sir? He says, sir. 3. Which tribe led Israel when they marched? A. Judah. B. Reuben. C. The Dan. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna read them too. Let's do that. Stop fooling around. A. I thought you said jump at first. Well, it is A. Good job, guys. Oh, here we go. All right. I wanna actually read. Okay. Numbers chapter 2, verse 3 to 9. On the east toward the sunrise, the divisions of the camp of Judah are to encamp under their standard. The leader of the people of Judah is Nahshon, son of Aminadab. His division numbers 74,600. The tribe of Issachar will camp. Okay, I'll just go down to the bottom. Verse 9. All these men assigned to the camp of Judah okay, verse 9. So all these men assigned to the camp of Judah according to their divisions number 186,400. So 186,400. They will set out first. So they as in Judah. So that's Numbers chapter 2, verse 9. Okay. All right. Number 4. At what age did the Levites begin serving in the tabernacle? A. 20. B. 25. C. 30. So so Tracy says B, Amy says C. The correct answer is B. So 25. So Numbers chapter 8 to 24. It says, all right, this applies to the Levites. Men 25 years old or more shall come to take part in the week of tent meeting, but at the age 50 they must retire from their service. So yeah, so 25. So that's 24. Numbers chapter 8 verse 24. Yeah. So you see how, oh, is it Deja says A? Oh, okay. Almost Deja, just 5 years shy. But so sometimes in questions, like remember, even though it says 25 years or older, it says the question is at what age did the Levites begin serving? So what age did they begin? So they begin at 25. They began at 25 because it's past tense. You know? It's not like if they say what age they can serve and all that, they can say 25 and older. So yeah. Michael O'Connor, welcome. We're doing Bible trivia from Numbers chapter 1 to 21. New Christian here. I started reading the New Testament and made my way through Matthew so far. So you finished reading the book of Matthew? Congratulations, man, for choosing this path. That's good. Congrats, man. You can join us. We're doing a Bible in a Year challenge. So We just finished reading Numbers chapter 22 to 26. We're trying to complete the Bible front to back, front cover to back cover, all the way to Revelations 22. So yes, so you can join us. You can start right now. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, bro. Send one back. Send one back. Let me send one back. Where are you? Right there. It's also Canadian. Hey, let's go. I'm from Toronto. We're all Canadians. Well, sorry, Tracy. Well, she's an ally, so she's an ally, as in UK, New Brunswick here. Okay, nice. Shout out to New Brunswick. So we're doing Bible trivia. So but you can go, if you have WhatsApp, you can go into my link in my bio, my profile, and you can join. And yeah, every day we do daily readings. You can join us and we can read the word together and we can complete the whole Bible together. Because I haven't read the whole Bible. I read parts of the Bible, but I haven't read the whole Bible front to back. I haven't. So there's gonna be chapters that like Habakkuk and you know what I'm saying? I always say the name right. Is it Habakkuk? I'm gonna say that. There's books that I never read in my life, like, or fill me on. Isn't that like one chapter or something? There's books I never read. Not like I never wanted to. It's just I just never read them. So like we're gonna all go through all those books, and amen. December 31st. I feel like we'll all be emotional. December 31st. I'm like, my Father, it is your will that must be done. All right, let's get back into it. But you're always welcome, man. What's your sweater say beside the piece? I have no idea. Just do it. Or just don't. I think it says just don't. I'm not sure. All right, so Michael, you can try. You can try to answer some of these questions. All right, so this is gonna be from Numbers chapter 16. Oh no, this is gonna be from Numbers chapter 17. My bad. What miracle showed God chose Aaron? A. Fire fell from heaven. B. His staff produced almonds. C. Water came from a rock. Tracy choose B. Amy B. Deja A. What about you, O'Connor? What do you choose? Could give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Just try. So, let's say C. Correct answer is B. So Tracy and Amy, good job. So the reason why is B, because Numbers chapter 17 verse 8. The next day Moses entered the tent and saw, so it was almonds. So Moses saw that Aaron's staff, which represented the tribe of Levi, had not only sprouted, but had budded, blossomed, and produced almonds. There you go. All right. Okay. All right. So, question number 6. Yes, almond was B. His staff produced almond. That was B. So I just read the reference. Okay. Check out Bible Detective Club on App Store. Build faith in Scripture. We provide trivia games for groups and families on characters. Hey, man, you can sponsor us, man, because we do our own trivias, you know? So if you can sponsor us and help us with this trivia, we can use your platform, you know? All right. What happened to Korah and his followers? A. They were forgiven. B. The earth swallowed them. C. They ran away. Well, I don't think I know this one. Just try, you know? A. They were forgiven. B. The earth swallowed them. C. They ran away. I will DM you. Okay, Baba. I think it's the second time you came here. Thanks. Thank you for sharing. We'll check out your platform. And I'll be waiting for that DM. Tracy chooses B. Amy chooses C. Amy, you're in the stream when I was reading that. You were there. Okay, so you choose. So you said. Okay, Amy, which one are you gonna go with? C, B, or C? C, I said that first. C? Okay. Well, the correct answer is B. The earth swallowed them. So Tracy got it right. Should have stuck with C or B, bro. Yeah, the earth swallowed them. The earth swallowed them. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the verse, but my laptop is glitching a bit. Hold on. Oh no, it's right here. Okay, I'll read it. Okay. So Numbers chapter 16, verse 31. As soon as he finished saying all this, the ground under them split apart, verse 32, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their households and all those associated with Korah, together with their possessions. Verse 33, they went down alive in the realm of the dead with everything they owned. The earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. Okay, now let's go into the next question. So that'll be question number 7. How many died in the plague after Korah's rebellion? A, 10,000. B, 12,000. C, 14,700. How many people died in the plague after Korah's rebellion? Fun fact: Korah was Moses' cousin. A, 10,000. B, 12,000. C, 14,700. Hello, how you doing, user? So Tracy says C. I don't think Michael's there. C, yeah. Tracy chooses C. Amy chooses C. Seemed oddly specific. Well, you're oddly correct. It is C, 14,700. But I'll read it. I think I should do that. I'm just going to keep reading. Okay. All right. Verse 49. I'll just say it. I'll say it. Sorry. Numbers chapter 16, verse 49. But 14,700 people died from the plague in addition to those who had died because of Korah. There you go. All right. Backed by scripture. Okay. All right. Number 8. What were the silver trumpets used for? A. Music only. B. Calling assembly and moving camp. C. War decoration. What were the silver trumpets used for? A. Music only. C. Calling assembly and moving camp. C. War decoration. Amy chooses C. Tracy chooses B. And the answer is B. Calling assembly and moving camp. So I'm gonna read it to you guys. Dun, 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 dun. The silver trumpets. I'll read the whole thing. The Lord said, okay, so Numbers chapter 10. The Lord said to Moses, make 2 trumpets of hammered silver and use them for calling the community together and for having the camp set out. Okay, there you go. I'm just gonna stick with B now. It's always B. I gotta pay better attention when I read. My brain struggles to hold information. I mean your brain, yeah. It's okay, girl. We're all learning too, you know? All right. What food did God give Israel daily? A. Bread. B. Manna. C. Meat. This one is easy. What food did God give Israel daily to eat? So, what food did God give Israel daily? So, A. Bread. B. Manna. C. Meat. Good job. You guys are correct. B. Manna. That's why they're even like, we're sick and tired of eating manna. That honestly, I thought that was kind of funny. Because they're like, oh, we're eating this manna. We want meats. Oh, that's jokes. I'll read it to you guys. All right, so Numbers chapter 11, verse 7. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like resin. The people went around gathering it, and then they ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it, the pot made into loaves, and it tasted like something else, something made with olive oil. Verse 9. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. So that's all they ate basically at the time. John 14:27. Yes, saint. I will look into that verse. All right, let's go. Okay. Sometimes my laptop does this thing. So I have to close the notes and open it up again. Will be with you guys. Give me like 1 minute. Great. Doesn't want to open. Application not responding. Cool. This is interesting. Wow, the devil is a liar. There you go. Okay. All right, number 10. What meat did God later send? A. Fish. B. Quail. C. Lamb. B. Tracy. B. Amy. Well, the correct answer is B. And Deja says A. All right. Sorry, Deja. It is quail from Numbers 11:31. Now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It scattered them up to 2 cubits deep all around the camp as far as a day's walk in any direction. Alrighty. All right. Number 11. Who prophesied in the camp without going to the tabernacle? A. Caleb and Joshua. B. Eldad and Medad. C. Aaron and Hur. Amy says A. Deja says B. Who prophesied in the camp without going to the tabernacle? A. Caleb and Joshua. B. Eldad and Medad. C. Aaron and Hur. Well, Deja, you're correct. And Tracy. Good job, Deja. Good job, Tracy. So it is Eldad and Medad. Remember, because they didn't go into the camp. Sorry, they didn't go into the tabernacle. So the spirit of the Lord fell upon them where their camp was. Well, Eldad and Medad's camp were. So I'll read it. However, two men. So this is Numbers chapter 11, verse 26. However, two men whose names were Eldad and Medad had remained in the camp. They were listed among the elders, but did not go out to the tents. Yet the Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied in the camp. There you go. Hey, my baby's smarter than me. I'm getting a snack. Skip me next question. Alright. Go get a snack. Okay. Question 12. Why was Miriam punished with leprosy? A. Idolatry. B. Complaining about manna. C. Speaking against Moses. Okay, so Tracy, you choose C, and you are correct. So I'll just read this part. So I'll just summarize. So basically, Miriam was talking smack about Zipporah. No, I'm joking. Miriam was kind of like questioning why Moses married a Cushite woman, and Then she was just like judging Moses and stuff. So then, verse 10. When the cloud lifted from above the tent, Miriam's skin was leprous. It became as white as snow. Aaron turned toward her and saw she had defiling skin disease. But this is where Miriam was talking ill. So chapter 12, Miriam and Aaron began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, for he had married a Cushite. Remember I said Cushites are Africans, Nubians that look like me, because there's all kinds of Africans, but they look like me. Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? They asked. Can I say this, right? Every time I read the Bible, every time I read I watch videos about the Bible and stuff, there's always Africans in there. You know, when they took Jeremiah and put him in the well after they destroyed basically what was left of Israel and the temples and stuff. You know who rescued Jeremiah? You know who rescued him? It was an Ethiopian man. It was an Ethiopian man that rescued Jeremiah from the well. They want to say that it's a white religion, it's this religion, that religion, it's that religion. Like, it's not that. It's religion. Is I don't know. People just say stuff that doesn't make any sense. Jesus came for all, but it just shows that there's different cultures that were in the faith. There was Africans, there was Hebrews, there is Asians actually. when you read the New Testament, you're gonna see, you know, like the lands that they go to and stuff. It's just named differently, but it doesn't mean that the people don't change. You see, the people do change in a sense of like maybe DNA, not too much though. It's DNA is DNA, man. Like even if they're like mixed with other things, they're still there. It's not like a whole new like race or something. Like Midian is modern day Saudi Arabia. Like I guarantee you, probably look the same. But the Romans, like they were the ones that were like, the Roman Empire basically controlled most of the world, man. I'm telling you. And they slept with a lot of, like, you know what they do, man? Go into towns, take the woman, do whatever they want, have these whole breeds of children and stuff. And then, you know, same thing they did in Africa. Same thing they did in the Caribbeans. Same thing they did. And if you look at Egypt, you know, the Egyptians look fair, right? But in actuality, they look like me, you know, because of what the Romans have done when they invaded Egypt over and over again. You know, I don't want to go on my history bag, but it's Black History Month, so let's talk about it. You know, so Africa was named after a Roman general named Africanus, Pilatus Africanus, who allegedly defeated um Hannibal the Great over the land of Africa. Not the whole land, but just a certain region of the land. What's up, Lululemon? How you doing? Certain region of the land, you know? Anyways, this is irrelevant to what we're doing. What I'm talking about. All right. What's up, girl? I'm doing Bible trivia. That's what I'm doing. How you doing, man? You good? You bless up? Yeah, bless up. Okay, let me try this thing. Question number 13. How many days was Miriam outside the camp? A, 3, B, 7, C, 40. You good? Let's go. Isn't it late for you guys? Isn't it late in Germany? Oh, it's because it's the weekend. You're gonna have you some fun. Okay, How many days was Miriam outside the camp? A, 3. B, 7. C, 40. It's almost 1 a.m. Yo, Lulu, when I drop my song, are you gonna do a are you gonna do a, you should promote it wearing your costume, man. You can do a video, put my song in the background. So Tracy says B, Amy says B, Deja says A, and the answer is B. I don't do that job anymore. That's jokes. Let me read out the it's always B. Let me read out the so it's Numbers chapter 12 verse 14 to 15. All right. Do not. Oh wait, hold on. That's not Numbers chapter. I'm reading that wrong. Yep. Verse 12. Do not let her be like a stillborn infant coming from its mother's womb, with its flesh half eaten away. Verse 13. So Moses cried out to the Lord, please God, heal her. Verse 14. Then the Lord replied to Moses, if her father has spit in her face, will she not have been in disgrace for 7 days? Confine her outside the camp for 7 days. After that, she can be brought back. Yo, appreciate that. Thanks for the blessings. I'm very eager to drop one of my songs, man. I want to drop it like in the next week or something, but I need to like. Yo, Lulu, you have to be my strategist, man. You have to tell me, give me some ideas of how to promote my music, since you're in marketing. Alrighty. Question number 14. How many spies explored Canaan? A, 10. B, 12. C, 40. Yes, I'm gonna drop my song. Honestly, I wasn't gonna like. I don't like rushing to drop music, but I'm like thinking about Black History Month, and the song is kind of giving that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking about. You know, A, Amy's B, Deja's A. All right. Well, the answer is B, 12. Let's go. The 12 tribes. 12 tribes, right? One each leader from the tribe. Can't wait to. Didn't you hear it, Lulu? All right, so let's just read Numbers chapter 13, verse 1. The Lord said to Moses, verse 2, send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites. From each ancestral tribe, send one of its leaders. So each of ancestral tribe, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, aka Jacob. Okay. Alrighty. Verse. I keep saying verse. Lulu, you gotta give me like ideas. Everyone, you guys can do right now? Write ideas in the chat. You know what? We'll do that after. Let's just focus on this. Number 15. Which two spies trusted God? A, Moses and Aaron. B, Joshua and Caleb. C, Eldad and Medad. Amy A, Tracy B, Deja B, and the answer is B. Caleb and Joshua, or Joshua and Caleb. No, read it to you. I'll read it from here. Verse 5. Then Moses and Aaron fell face down in front of the whole Israelites assembly gathered there. Verse 6. Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had explored the land, tore their clothes and said to the Israelites assembly, the land we passed through and explored it exceedingly good. Verse 8, if the Lord pleased with us, he will lead us into the land. So they showing him that he's showing the Israelites that they believe that they can conquer Canaan. All right. Okay. Number 16. How long did Israel wander in the wilderness? A, 7 years. B, 40 years. C, 70 years. Tracy, B, Amy, A, Deja, C. And we got a winner. That would be Tracy. And I'll read from Numbers chapter 14. I'm going to read verse 34. For 40, okay, I'll read verse 33. Your children will be shepherds here for 40 years, suffering for your unfaithfulness until the last of your bodies lie in the wilderness. Verse 34. For 40 years, 1 year for each of the 40 days you explored the land, you will suffer for your sins and know what it is like to have me against you. All right. Question number 17. Who from that generation entered the promised land? A, Moses and Aaron. B, all 12 spies. C, Joshua and Caleb. Anytime, Amy. Who from that generation entered the promised land? A, Moses and Aaron. B, all 12 spies. C, Joshua and Caleb. Hello, Tamika. How you doing? Thanks for liking the live stream. Oh, Tamika, you can join us. We're doing trivia on Numbers chapter 1 to 21. So Tracy says C. Amy, you said B. Deja says A. Well, the correct answer is C. Caleb and Joshua, because the other 10 conspired to rebel against Aaron and Moses because of fear that they will not be able to defeat the Canaanites, Jebusites, and the other knights. So Caleb spoke up and said that if they have God with them, they can they can do it. So and God recognized what Joshua and Caleb said, and he said Moses and Aaron. Oh no, it's not Moses and Aaron, because remember Moses struck the rock twice, right? And then God removed Moses as being a leader, and then Aaron died on the mountain. They removed his priestly garments and he died on the mountain. I think it's Hor or something, or whatever it's called. Yeah. Moses never made it. Someone else did, who was under Moses. You know. All right, next question. Um, what were Israelites told to wear to remember God's commands? A. Crowns. B. Tassels with a blue cord. C. Sandals. Love you, Blitz. God bless your heart, man. God bless your heart. Hope you're good, man. How's your life going? So Tracy chooses B. Amy chooses C. Um, Tamika chooses B. Deja says B. And the correct answer is B. Tassels with a blue cord. Okay, let's read why. All right. So, Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak to the Israelites and say to them, throughout the generations to come, you are to make tassels on the corners of your garments with a blue cord on each tassel. Verse 39, you will have these tassels to look at, and so you will remember all the commands of the Lord, that you may obey them and not prostitute yourself by chasing after the lusts of your own hearts and eyes. Verse 40, then you remember to obey all my commands and will be consecrated to your God. Verse 41, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Okay. All good, bro. How's you? I'm doing good, Blitz. I hope everything is well with you. KFT, I'm busy this week, so I can't make it. It's okay, Danish. Anytime, man. Anytime. Don't worry about it. All right, let's go into question, I believe it's 19. Okay. What inheritance did the Levites receive instead of land? A. Gold. B. Cities only. C. Tithes and God himself. Tracy chooses C. Amy C. Deja A. Anyone else? Okay. The correct answer is C. Tithes and God himself. Numbers chapter 18, verse 20 to 24. And it reads, the Lord said to Aaron, you will have no inheritance in their land, nor will you have any share among them. I am your share and your inheritance among the Israelites. Verse 1, I give to the Levites all the tithes in Israel as their inheritance in return for the work they do while serving at the tent of meeting. Okay, there you go. I'll leave it at that. Deja, you're trying. A for effort, okay? Okay. All right. Question 20. What guided Israel in the wilderness? A. A star. B. Moses' staff. C. A cloud by day and fire by night. Tracy C. Lulu, welcome back. Amy C. Deja B. Well, the correct answer is C. A cloud by day and fire by night. Good job, Amy. Good job, Tracy. This girl will not pick the same as you. Deja, mommy's very smart, so Trust mommy. But also you could trust yourself too. Um, Numbers chapter 9, verse 15. You know, I want to just continue reading like all the references, you know? I think it's good. I should include that instead of just being like, okay, yeah, let's continue. Um 15 to 23. The cloud above the tabernacle. Verse 15. On the day the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant law, was set up, the cloud covered it. From evening till morning, the cloud above the tabernacle looked like fire. Verse 16. This is how it continued to be. The cloud covered it, and at night it looked like fire. It looked like fire, yeah. She's sick, so she's even more sassy than usual. Oh, Deja, I hope you get better, okay? And be nice to mommy, okay? Alrighty. Question number 21. What large fruit cluster did the spies bring back? A. Apples. B. Grapes. C. Dates. Dates. Okay. Tracy B. Amy B. Deja C. Twin, I'll leave you for today. Alright, yeah, you don't know, fam. Stay blessed, yeah? I'm getting tired. It's late. I honestly appreciate. I'm gonna be honest, cause I know you Palestinian and whatnot, but I appreciate you just like tuning in. Like that's real love, you know. That's real love. I appreciate you. You know. Shout out to Lulu. W's for Lululemon. Lululemon. Have a good night, girl. We'll chat. Thanks for always supporting me, man. Remember that Palestinian rap you made me play? Anyways. Hey, I said W's, not doves. This girl's alive. You're like, I'm dead. I heard it first. I'm dead. I heard it first time too. I know those jokes. I always remember that. Yo, we have fun in those streams, man. He said this girl thought I was dead. Burner account. God forbid. I rebuke that. Lulu will be alive and she'll outgrow her grandma and her. I was gonna make a stupid joke. I'm done. I'm done. I think you knew where I was gonna go. I wanted to do that. I was gonna say she's gonna outgrow. She's gonna go outlive all the wives. But let me chill. 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 All right. So to the smile. Shut up. I was the first wife. Okay. I knew Mahmoud for a very long time. We started this whole empire together. Okay, I'm joking. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'll grow my husband and take his money. Just take his money. That's jokes, man. Let's go to Numbers 13. I was gonna read it. Say, girl, what? Yeah, cause the joke is, cause she's Muslim, right? So so the joke is that she's going to marry like a rich like prince or something. So that's why she's saying that. Oh, I want to hear this. Yeah. Oh, you want to hear this? Okay. Um, So the reference. Oh, by the way, the answer is B. Grapes. The answer is B. Grapes, and I'll read it. It was even on the poster how they're carrying the big grapes and stuff. So I'll read the answer. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. When they reached the valley of Eshcol, they cut off a branch bearing a single cluster of grapes. Two of them carried it on a pole between them, along with some pomegranates and figs. Oh, you're eating grapes? Because I just know, man. So, like, remember how I said in the land of Canaan, right? It's like everything was just like when the spies went, everything was big. Like everything they saw was like they're like, whoa, we are just like grasshoppers to these people. They're not even. Some of them are people. Some of them are creatures, right? Some of them are hybrids, you know. So it's like when like the fruits and everything was like big. So a cluster of grape, like we hold in our hand like this, and then two men had to carry it, like, you know. All right, I'll see you next time. See you. I'm gonna be live tomorrow. I'm live. I'm daily. I'm live daily, so you can always catch me. I'm actually gonna. I'm thinking about doing a music live later on. So probably in the morning of tomorrow or later tonight. My phone at 2, and I don't know where my charger is. So if it dies, I'll catch you on the next live. All right. No worries, Amy. No worries. Okay. All right, let's go. We're on the last questions, anyways. What large? Sorry. Question number 22. What did the people want to do after hearing the bad report? A. Pray. B. Choose a new leader and return to Egypt. C. Fight immediately. What did the people want to do after hearing the bad report? So after the 12 leaders came back from Canaan, um, what did the people of Israel do after they heard the news of how big they were? So A. Pray. B. Choose a new leader and return to Egypt. C. Fight immediately. What did the people want to do after hearing the bad report? Tracy B, Amy B, Deja C, and the correct answer is B. Choose a new leader and return to Egypt. Numbers chapter 14, verse 4. And they said to each other, we should choose a leader and go back to Egypt. There you go. Just like that. All right, so question number 23. So we have two more questions after this. What punishment came on the 10 unbelieving spies? A. Exile. C. Immediate death by plague. B. Loss of leadership. So what punishment came on the 10 unbelieving spies? A. Exile. B. Loss of leadership, and then C. Immediate death by plague. So A. Exile. B. Loss of leadership, and then C. Immediate death by plague. Amy A, Deja B, Tracy C. Well, the correct answer is C. You know, when I was explaining them returning from the land, I actually gave the answer out because I said there was only 2 spies remaining. There are others who were dead because they tried to rebel against the Lord. All right. And we'll find that in Numbers chapter 4, verse 37. These men who were responsible for spreading the bad report about the land were struck down and died of a plague before the Lord. So the 10 men. All right. What happened to a man who gathered wood on the Sabbath? A. He was warned. B. He was forgiven. C. He was stoned outside the camp. Anytime. Nate, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, man. Send you a follow back. C. Amy, Deja A, Tracy C. And the correct answer is C. Because he's not supposed to work on the Sabbath day, so they stoned the man to death. Find that in Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. I'll just read it. Might as well. Numbers chapter 15, verse 32. While the Israelites were in the wilderness, a man found gathering wood on the Sabbath day. Verse 33. Those who found him gathering wood brought him to Moses and Aaron and the whole assembly. Verse 34. And they kept him in custody because it was not clear what should be done to him. Verse 35. Then the Lord said to Moses, the man must die. The whole assembly must stone him outside the camp. Verse 36. So the assembly took him outside the camp and stoned him to death as the Lord commanded Moses. And we are on the last question. What is a major lesson from Numbers chapter 1-21? From what you guys learned. So I'm going to say, what is a major lesson from Numbers chapter 1-21? A. Strength wins battles. B. Complaining brings blessings. C. Trusting and obeying God brings life. Amy, so Tracy C, Amy C, Deja A. We're gonna give it to Tracy, Amy, and I'll give it to Deja. In a sense, strength wins battles. That would be my second answer. Numbers 15, 11. And I'll read. The Lord said to Moses, how long will these people treat me with contempt? How long will they refuse to believe in me in spite of all the signs I have performed among them? And I'm going to go to chapter 20, verse 12. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, because you did not trust in me enough to honor me as holy in the sight of the Israelites, you will not bring the community into the land I give them. So it's about trusting in the Lord. That's what the whole theme about this is about. And we are done. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. Honestly, I'm proud of everyone. I'm proud of everybody. Even you, Amy, too. I told you, try it. And you got majority of the answers correct. It means your brain is like, you're capturing, you're reading and capturing, So that's good. Shout out to Amy, Tracy, Deja. You tried. It's good, It's attempt. It shows initiative, you know? Shows that you are willing. And been a lot going on, yeah, but still trying to focus on this. Yeah. And that's what God sees. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. Life is gonna be like that. Not like our problems today. I'm just saying, like, it's always gonna be something that's gonna happen. Shout out to Deja. Let's go. Shout out to Deja. They might actually be giving her dad a chance. So I've been freaking out. Oh, like, and for that, yeah. Because she's around, I won't really talk about it because she's there. I'm not gonna say those things. I'm not gonna repeat it, but you can always message me about that. Yep. And that's that, folks. Shout out to everybody that joined on YouTube and Twitch. You guys are obviously amazing peoples. And I'm extremely grateful to have everyone just, be on this platform and read the word of God. So shout out to you guys. You guys have